I just like the idea, to be like, and I'm pretty edgy. I'll talk about puke. I don't care. I'll talk about people aren't saying it. I'll say puke. I'll say puke right on your podcast.
I'll talk about snot. I'll go there.
Welcome to But Also, a podcast about culture,
But also
politics,
but also
whatever we want. Our guest today is the great Josh Gondelman. He is an incredible writer, stand-up, all-around perfect person, and we talk about so much fun stuff from food to bar mitzvahs to books to comedy, and the whole episode is perfect.
And that's all we need to tell you about it. We love you, and check it out. Check it out. You're already checking it out.
Yeah, keep checking it out.
Don't stop checking it out.
Continue checking out.
Josh, how you doing? What's going on? What's going on?
Oh my gosh. My wife and I just moved into a new apartment because our old one flooded.
No.
Yeah.
That's right. We were supposed to do a show together.
Yes.
And then you said your apartment flooded, and that's why you couldn't do the show.
I canceled. I was like, we have to. That was while we were like in the thick of where will we live in 12 days? And we did find a place, and we live there now, and that rules. But it was our upstairs neighbor, who I have no ill will towards. But I go, my apartment flooded. And someone goes, oh, in one of the storms? And I go, no. My upstairs neighbor set off the sprinklers. And they go, was there a fire? And I go, nuh-uh. And so people are very perplexed. But they were, our upstairs neighbor, deep cleaning, moved into the apartment fresh, was deep cleaning it, is what we were told, set off the sprinklers, ruined the building.
That's incredible. That's also it. Also, wait, just to take a step back for 1 second. It's so funny that your apartment floods at a time when there are great floods happening in the region. But it's like if your house burned down in Chicago during the Chicago fire, but it was like a separate exactly.
This is unrelated. And people, do you live on the ground floor? I didn't. So like every question, people are like confounded. It like felt like the riddle of the Sphinx. Like, what walks on four legs in the morning? Like, how did your apartment flood? Just tell me.
Deep cleans its apartment in the afternoon.
And I don't know if it was like, wiping cobwebs off the ceiling and jostled it with a broomstick or something, or like something more embarrassing, like saging the place and set off the smoke detector.
I guess because the sprinklers are operated by is there like wax or something?
Yeah,
if you remove
I think
the wax.
So. Yeah, so if you hit it hard, like that's why they're in like hotels. They're like, don't hang stuff on this because I think you could probably just break that little wax thing.
I've never heard that. They tell you in hotels. No one's ever told me not to do it.
No, they don't say it out loud. But there's like a little thing on it.
It's understood.
That you would see it. Yeah. It's kind of if you know. kind of a cool wink thing of don't hang things on the sprinklers. But they usually have like a little sign that'll be like, please don't hang things on this, because like I'm sure that has happened before.
Yeah.
Have you met this neighbor?
I think so.
So do they know that their actions resulted in you leaving, or not?
Yes. It is a small building. It's like 8 units. And everyone...
This is the unit directly
above us. And then the one below us also got a little messed up.
Wow. Yeah. So that really says something. If the water... If yours was... that means yours was wet enough for water to continue to seep.
Or you were so upset that you were like, I want to pass this down.
I drilled a hole in the floor. Yeah. Just to pass it to pay it forward.
Yeah.
We were truly putting like pots and pans under, it was like 6 places that it was coming through, and we just pots and pans, like a folk tale about like the shtetl. Like this is like, this is what happened in the old country when God was mad.
So wait, were they home when it was happening?
Yes.
So they're just in their apartment as the sprinkler is flooding.
They must have been, yeah.
Oh my God,
and we were
the
home
horror.
Also. And I was
you can't shut that off?
The fire department has to come, I think.
Oh.
So they did eventually.
And I guess if you do that, does it release every single sprinkler? Like once one
Our
comes down?
sprinklers were not going off, but water was just dripping out of them. Because that was like where there are holes.
How long did it take for the fire department to get there? Because it feels like that
felt like 6 or 7 weeks, but I think it was like hour and a half. Because I don't know like when they got called or when they got alerted.
Oh,
but it was my first impulse was like it took us probably 5 to 10 minutes to call 911 and be like, hey, you guys on this? And they're like, okay, yeah, someone called you already? Thanks, dude. And it was a tough one.
Wow.
And it felt like it was going off for like an hour and a half would be my guess. But
And
if
while-
you had told me 25 minutes, I would believe that too.
And while you're in the apartment,
Yeah.
your first clue that something bad is happening is what?
Great question. I am watching probably like WNBA basketball or something in the afternoon.
Liberty? A Liberty fan?
Big Liberty fan. It's
Shout
my
out.
one New York team because
Yes.
of being not from here.
Okay.
And I think that's what I was watching. And my wife was taking a nap with the dog, and I heard like dripping or like water running, and I was like, "Huh, I don't think we're doing laundry, or I don't think the dishwasher is going. I should take a look." And then I went into our little like second bedroom office, and water was just pouring out of the sprinkler, not sprinkling, just like pouring through where the hole is, and then also filling up the light fixtures that are kind of like bulb light fixtures and coming down from there.
That's electrical fire territory.
Yeah.
Too.
We had to have electricians come in, and they just snipped it and then put in a raw bulb. Like afterwards, they were like, "Well, we can't let you. You don't have to stay in the dark." So they just put one bulb, so it looked like in every room we were just going from interrogation to interrogation
Oh my God.
for like 3 weeks.
Why did this happen to us?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. Why did it happen?
But even like low stakes things, just like, "Hey, Mayor, do we have any cream cheese?" Just like, why does this feel so intense?
You don't want to meet my partner. Your dog walks in.
Did it ruin all your shit?
Our couch got ruined, and our little futon in the office got ruined, covered by renter's insurance, which was like a relief, but not too much sentimental stuff. Like we lost a couple things, lost a pair of sneakers, whatever. Too many sneakers to begin with.
You're a big sneaker guy.
Big sneaker guy.
Yeah.
Humiliating.
Are there sneakers that if it had been them you would be sad? Or
Yes.
So these
Yeah, for
particular
sure.
sneakers you were
These
ready
were like
to-
old New Balances that I loved, but was like, we've had a good run.
Yeah.
And they were, the treads were kind of worn to nubs, and I was
Yeah.
like, I like to wear them. They're comfortable, but they were like dog walking shoes at this point.
What's a nice pair? What's a pair that you're like, we can't lose these?
Gosh. So I have some that are just a little more expensive and some that are a little more sentimental.
Okay.
I have a pair of these Nike Air Max 1s that were done with this, I think, Dutch designer Para. And they're just like these really beautiful. They're nice. They're like a little more whimsical than the shoes I'm wearing now, where they're like a runner, but kind of a multicolored pattern. And I just really love them. And I like overpaid a little bit for them, but they're super comfortable. And I'll wear them out to like, oh, someone has a book launch party, and this is like a fun little bit of razzle dazzle.
So these are shoes that Nike designed, and then someone else takes the shoes and like makes them cooler.
Yeah, right, exactly. The silhouette, like the model of shoe, is Nike, and then they had a designer go like, "Do your thing, man."
So Nike gives it to gives it to
yes.
them.
There are also like there's a famous guy called the Sneaker Surgeon, I think, who will do like one of one customs where you go, okay, I bought these Air Force Ones, or I bought these Adidas Superstars, and I want you to like really do like freak it, right? Like really do something crazy with it. And I imagine that's very expensive. But there's also like individual companies will go, hey, we want to do this run of Adidas, like, the like simplest version of it is like an Adidas licensing deal where like I have a pair that's the tongues are the Kang and Kodos's eyes, the aliens from The Simpsons.
Oh, wow.
And it's like Adidas Simpsons collab, but like sometimes they get a specific other brand to do it too.
And you use the word "freak it" just there.
Yeah.
Is that like sneaker? Like, is that a term in the
I
culture?
think I stole it from when I used to work for Jesus and Marrow.
Okay, got it.
But that means that's like Pimp My Ride, Freak My Sneakers.
Yeah, Freak My Sneaks.
Freaks my
Freaks My
sneaks.
Sneaks.
Honestly, that would be a great web series.
Yeah, check this out, player. We know you like pool, so we put pool balls on your shirt.
It's pool ball Heelys.
No, we should. Hey, well, let's make this.
I would love to.
Let's make this. This is the series that we have to.
This is the first show spinoff from the podcast we've had, I think.
Yeah, it's under the umbrella of the.
Freak My
This
Sneaks.
is the but also extended universe.
It is.
That's exactly right. Freak my sneaks.
Freak My Sneaks.
I worked with a guy when I worked at the Apple Store whose job it was to pimp the rides, but not the like cool aesthetic tweaks. He was the guy who like made the engine better.
That's cool.
That kind of thing. Like he
That's
was
the
like
cool one.
actually improving the.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, if you watch the show, I feel like they never talked about that stuff.
No.
Like you always thought it was like, oh, you put a DVD player in every seat.
Yeah.
But like Does it run?
But this guy's doing something actually amazing.
He was making the car like a better car.
It's kind of like in the newest Queer Eye, where the one guy's like, I showed you how to make an avocado a little spicier.
Yeah.
The other guy's like, I built you a house.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Totally.
And isn't that the guy who quit?
I don't know. I don't follow close enough.
I think it's Bobby, and I think he's the one who left. I was like, totally. You have been doing so much work.
I just watched like 2 or 3 episodes at one point whenever whenever it came out. Maybe it was like the first season of the newest iteration, and I was like, that guy's telling them like how to talk or something, and that dude just built an extension to their house.
Made a cabinet.
I hope they don't pay these people the same amount of money.
One of them doing way more work.
Yeah, that guy gave you a haircut, and that guy put a solarium on the front of your house.
It is that what Bobby did, and I forget who took over.
Bobby
for him.
Burke.
Bobby
came
Burke.
back to me. I got it.
What Bobby Burke did, there are shows where that is the show.
That's the whole show. That's the whole show.
There's like whole networks that are
Yes,
just that.
exactly. I come into your home and I make it a better home.
Yeah.
But instead it's like, it's the C storyline.
It's like nothing could possibly be more important in this episode than what that guy is doing. And I feel like he was not the star of the show.
It's like that, and then the other guy's like, I measured you for pants, so now your pants are the size of your body.
It's absolutely wild to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm furious.
That's so funny.
I can't. It truly is like, it's like, you go in for like a major surgery, and then someone also clips your fingernails. So it's like fingernail guy is a star of this.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
He did a pretty good job too, wasn't it? Because I feel like there's a world where you do that and it's kind of aesthetically pleasing for a moment, but then 2 weeks later everything's falling apart a little bit. But I feel like
kind of the Pimp My Ride thing, right?
That,
of like
yes.
everyone had to sell their cars because they couldn't afford the insurance on these preposterous cars.
What has actually happened is you have ruined my life.
Yeah.
I had a car, you took it, and you made it completely undrivable.
your ride pimped, life ruined. But you can't deny that your ride is pimped.
Often what a pimp does is ruin someone's life.
Wow, actually.
So it is kind of a meta commentary.
Yeah, the backseat of your car is an aquarium. Fuck! Fuck!
I'm supposed to use that part of the car to take my kids to school.
I told my sister I like fish one time, and now this.
Jake from State Farm pops up. That's going to be $700 a month extra.
I'll tell you what. I wish that guy the best. The actor who plays Jake from State Farm. I have nothing bad to say about him. I don't like when he shows up as Jake from State Farm at things that are not commercials. When he's like at the NBA
This
All-Star
is the
game.
first time I've heard of this.
You've never heard
Oh,
of it?
yeah,
He'll
no,
show
no.
like
Jake from State Farm.
NBA All-Star game. And Jake from State Farm is here. And I'm like, that's not Jake from State Farm. That's just a guy. That's an actor.
Is the
Let
guy's
him be
name
himself.
Jake?
I highly doubt
No,
his name
because
is
there's
Jake.
been other Jakes. So unless they only
Wow.
hire Jakes.
But I think it is like, it's like crossover events,
Yeah.
basically, where like Jake from State Farm is just like he's just in The Sopranos now. Or whatever. He's just there, and the people in The Sopranos call him Jake from State Farm.
What? Is this has to be some sort of deal, like they're
of
paying
course.
for this?
Yeah.
Does Flo do that?
I don't know.
Flo, to me, honestly, can I say something about Flo? I think Flo is amazing. I had no beef with Flo. Flo's funny.
I have no problem
I've
with
got no
Jake
beef with-
either.
I've got no beef with either of them.
No beefs.
Well, I'm just saying, Jake from State Farm to me is like a handsome guy who's doing a perfectly good job at what he does.
Oh, yeah.
Flo is doing full episodes
Comedy
of
work.
sketch
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, totally.
Flo is, whoever that woman is,
Heavier left.
crushing it.
I have a question for both of you.
Okay.
Can you think of a time when a personality, doesn't have to be one of them, but a personality of that caliber, so like Flo's been around for a long time, Jake from State Farm's been around a long time. When is the last time someone who was doing that made the leap into a narrative show successfully?
I can't think of one.
It's never happened?
Not the character.
Not the character, like
the
that
actor.
that actor is like, now I'm a series regular on Big Bang Theory or
I
something
feel
like that.
like Matt McCarthy. Do you know Matt McCarthy? The
Yeah, he did
comedian?
lots of with Pete Holmes, right?
Did a lot of stuff with Pete Holmes, but he was the some cable company. He had like red beard, red hair, and was the cable guy. And for years that was his like regular gig. And I think he has moved into other stuff also.
Yeah.
But that's the last one I can think of like transitioning kind of gracefully out of this like. I hope very lucrative.
It's gotta
but
be.
like
I hope it is.
extremely recognizable and distinctive. The opposite of that was when the Verizon guy became the T-Mobile guy or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
Can you
People
hear me
were
now, guy?
Furious.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Paul something or other. I
it
did
Paul?
ask Cat with that guy. I can't remember.
Did he talk about that or something else?
I forget. He was really nice. I remember that he was nice. That's what I remember.
And then not chaos.
Order.
Chaos. Who's the
Are
guy?
it's like we're playing $25,000 pyramid or whatever.
Chaos Bot. Little Red Riding. No, who's the guy? He's another insurance guy, and he's Mayhem.
Oh yeah,
Because he went
the other way.
Incredibly established actor on so many things.
Yep.
And now I've seen him only as Mayhem, but he might be doing something else too. I don't know.
No, he also did. He was in Girls 5 Eva.
That's right.
Not as Mayhem.
Not
as Mayhem.
Not as
And he was so good on 30 Rock, and I think he was on Oz before that.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
a longtime television actor.
But I think that's I think quite common that people go from like being, I guess he's maybe not a superstar level actor, but people go from like start in sort of more legitimate or whatever acting and then become commercial.
You know which
stars?
one? The closest one I think to being like really recognizable as a brand, and then also having like their dramatic acting career just like zoom past it was J.K. Simmons, who is such a long time actor.
Yeah.
But like he was doing those State Farm commercials and you'd be like, oh, that's the guy from The Thing. And then he did Whiplash.
Yeah.
And people like J.K. Simmons.
Because he had been like J. Jonah Jameson and stuff, but it had been like kind of smaller
Yeah.
parts.
Yep.
And then, superstar.
But wasn't he already at that time on Law and Order?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think he was like long
I see what you mean,
established.
but
like then it was like he went from, it wasn't like I'm J.K. Simmons and this is insurance that I endorse necessarily.
Gotcha. Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like the insurance pitch man. And then he was like, I'm now an Oscar winning actor.
I understand what
think
you
he
mean.
won, right?
I believe Douglas. I think J.K. Simmons won an Oscar for Whiplash.
Let's see.
I think he did.
Okay.
Let's just say yes.
Oscar nominated, certainly.
let's not
Let's
know.
take it again. Oscar nominated actor J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, and we could.
No?
What?
You want to know the truth?
Yeah.
He won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for him.
And man, have you seen how jacked he is?
Very jacked.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think I have seen that.
Yeah.
Why have I seen that?
I feel like it's just out there. Mm-hmm. Everyone kind of knows. There he is.
He was one of those guys, right, where photos of him
That
being
looks like AI,
jacked
though.
like went around and they're like, guess who's jacked?
Damn.
Yeah, it was him.
He's
and,
too jacked. I would say it's too
Ray,
much.
Ray Fiennes when he was
Fiennes.
beefing up to play Odysseus.
I think I tweeted a tweet once about J.K. Simmons that was J.K. Simmons. That's a picture of him, and then it's a picture of him laughing, and it said "LOL Simmons." That's a nice tweet.
I like that.
That's
That's back when Twitter was fun, man.
That's
What
like
year?
one-
What
one
year did
nice
you tweet?
tweet.
What year
I
did
don't
you
know,
tweet
probably
that?
like 2014 or something.
See, that was fun. That was fun.
It was fun.
You were big on Twitter when it was fun, right?
I had some followers on Twitter when it was fun.
Did you quit it altogether, or are you still out?
I still lurk, but I don't post.
Wait, you used to do pep talks on Twitter.
I did used to do pep talks
Now,
on Twitter.
so first, so for the audience, tell us what those were, but then tell me if you still do them somewhere else. But
Yes.
first
Okay.
tell us what they are.
Yeah. So I would usually late at night because I didn't want a ton of people responding, but I would go, hey, if anybody, is having a rough time with something that just needs to hear like a kind word, let me know. I'll give you a pep talk for the next 5 minutes or 8 minutes or whatever. And I would always go beyond, but I would usually try to cut off the requests that came in around that time because I hated the idea of somebody being like, hey man, my dog's been sick and I hope he's going to be okay. And me being like, that's minute 7, idiot. You get nothing. So I would do it on Twitter, but then this is like the most puny of humble brags, but I got to a point where I had too many followers and it just became too much of an ordeal to do because I would get too many requests. And so I do a newsletter now that a part of it is I'll do reader pep talks. So I'll do one, the structure of the newsletter is like kind of like bloggy, like journal-y stuff of like, here's what my week was like. And then one pep talk for like something in the news, something like topical, and then one for a reader.
Oh, that's nice.
Is this a subscriber based thing?
Yeah.
People are paying you the money for this?
A couple
They better.
people. It is both free and people can pay me money if they want.
Got it.
It's called That's Marvelous, named after that line from the Big Lebowski where Philip Seymour Hoffman is like, that's marvelous. And I just like it, like really I love the movie, love that line of kind of being like not quite sincere about it, but like also being able to be sincere, and it's that's marvelousnewsletter.com. I had it on Substack for a while. It's on Ghost now. Boring backend stuff.
It's on Ghost.
On Ghost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ghost is the Substack that doesn't platform bad people. Is that
Yeah,
is that the main thing?
Enough people were like, there's a lot of weirdo phrenologists on this website.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, gotta go. So I'm on Ghost now. That's my Ghost protocol. Mission
Nice.
Impossible 4, 6, 5,
4.
4.
I have no idea.
I think it was
I
probably
have literally no idea.
I want a pep talk so bad, but I'm not going to make you do it.
You're right. It's very easy.
Yeah, that was a fun time for Twitter, and I would say you were like kind of a star, at least certainly in like the circle of people who are being funny on Twitter.
I felt like I was like known a little bit there, and it was good for my career. And I like met a lot of cool.
Did it
people
help?
that
Did
way.
it help your career?
Yeah, for sure.
In what way?
Well, so my friend Jacqueline Moore and I ran this like this is such a 2013 sentence, 2012, 2013. We had a super popular parody Twitter account that just kind of took off overnight. And it was the thing that took me from, oh, I have a friend who is a manager who's like sending me opportunities every once in a while, to her boss being like, we have to sign this guy.
What was the account?
It was the at Seinfeld today, modern Seinfeld. So it was like Seinfeld plots if they were happening present day.
Which I feel like people have since kind of copied.
I think we were, I don't know if we were the first people to ever do something like that, but I think we were maybe early on in like planting a flag and being like, that's what this account is. It's just this thing, and we'll do it like once or twice a day or a couple times a week. And then we both ended up like we were busy enough and had enough other stuff going on that it was like, we don't need to keep this on life support.
Fabricating
for
Seinfeld
what?
plots.
Yeah. And I mean, it was like the kind of thing too, where it was like a really fun calling card, but then all the many of the meetings that I got directly off of that were people being like, you should do like the modern Seinfeld guy. And I'm like, I'm not trying to like spend my career drafting off of the success of Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David to the point of like making money on it. I was like,
Wait, you're telling people that you met with in the entertainment industry
Yes.
would meet with you and use that to pitch tweets?
No, not tweets, but they would be like, you should do like a book of like modern Seinfeld plots.
Like a one a day.
Yeah, like a one a day calendar. Yeah. Seinfeld plot a day calendar.
But that feels like that's the level of imagination I feel like
Totally.
that the industry. I don't mean people. I mean like that the concept of the industry has.
Yes,
Like you do this,
absolutely.
you should always do that forever.
Well, and that's what, when I talk to young people that are like trying to break into the industry, I don't know if I have that much helpful advice because things are so different from when I started comedy, but I do think something that holds is like, and maybe now more than ever, if you get well known for doing a thing, the thing that will happen is people will offer you money probably for doing that thing over and over, right? So it's like if you make yourself famous for doing a thing you don't really like to do, you have like built yourself this gilded cage, because that is where the opportunities will come until you like grab the steering wheel back and like steer yourself out of it.
That sort of happens even, maybe this is different, but I feel like once I became a TV writer, people that I met after having made that jump basically only saw me as a writer, even though what they didn't know is that I had been a performer for a decade or so before that.
Yes.
And they really didn't see. I think like one time I was on my way to do a show, and one of them literally said, "Oh, I didn't know you performed." I was like, "Oh, why would you?" Yeah, you know me literally as a writer. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's exactly in the same lane where like people know you from a thing, and it's very rarely, some people get to a point where their career is like so red hot, like you've written and started a movie where people are like, what do you want to do next? The world is your oyster. But I think most of the time, if you're like, oh, I'm kind of thriving in this lane, the next thing that happens is people go, would you like to do this similar thing but over here?
Yeah.
You know, like I got, when I was working for Last Week Tonight, I was approached by like, over the years, several different people that were like, we want to do the John Oliver thing, but for history or for science. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, we know that you have this skill and we need someone to apply that skill to our project.
And did you accept those? Or
I did not.
You did not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was like, for me, I'm doing the thing and I'm not trying to like take this DNA elsewhere. And also like, I don't know that I was ready to do something like that, like to run a show and like replicate the success, but because part of it is like, John is so brilliant. I was like, the thing that you're missing is John Oliver is an incredible TV writer and host. And like, if you're just like, oh, what the juice of the show is someone talking for a long time about the same subject. It's like, I think you're missing some of the secret sauce, bud.
Right. It's like taking a tire from a car and being like,
Yes.
well, we can make the car with this. It's like, that's not really the car.
Which-
but wait, I just want to say, before,
yes, please.
before I allow that to pass,
Yes.
you're a brilliant and very funny writer, and
thank you.
everybody fucking knows it, Josh.
That's very
and
kind.
you know it too, you son of a
I
bitch.
appreciate that.
You
I
fucking know
think
it.
I do a good job. But this was, I mean, early on in my TV writing career, and I was like, I don't think I'm ready to like run a show. And especially because John Oliver is so brilliant. Tim Carvel, who is like they don't have a head writer over there, but he's an executive producer and he works really closely with John and with the writers on the writing. And he's just like super genius, hilarious writer. But I lost it, but that's very kind. You complimented me.
Sorry,
I
I've knocked, I derailed you with affection.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And
we were talking about trying to replicate the DNA.
Yes. Oh, I think that happens all the time, right? And it's like the thing. People who are smart can spot it a mile away, where they go, "Shoot, he did Rivalry was this unexpected success." God, and then smart people go, "Oh, this is a story that is told with like great tenderness and affection and enthusiasm, and it is for a community that doesn't often see themselves represented on TV in this kind of like main character sexual heroic way, and that's what's good about it, and it's like really exciting and really galvanize people." And then people go, "We got to get 6 new hockey shows on the air next year."
Yes, exactly. Or it's like, I think could we do gay basketball? We could do gay bowling. We could do gay.
Totally. Or, I mean, now, like, Trump, too, people are going, okay, but could we do straight hockey? And it's like, you are missing, I think, like, gay was a pretty key ingredient in that show. You know what I mean? Where it's like the queer themes were, like, part of what brought people to it. It wasn't just, like, hockey plus fuck.
and it's authentic to itself. Like, it feels like the reason anything is successful is because people who really care about it make it at a time when it catches on.
Yeah.
And you really kind of can't replicate anything like that. Like that, I feel like after SubwayTakes became a huge thing, then you just started seeing a bunch of other like short form social media podcast things where they're like, it's so basically I'm in a bathtub and it's tub talk. And I start by saying, burst my bubble. And then they pop a bubble and then they say something that should surprise me.
Totally.
But it's like, but none of that ever works in the same way.
No, we should make that. That's all. That's another good one. We're doing this one. What was the other one?
Freak My Sneaks.
Freak My Sneaks and burst my bubble. What's it called?
Tub
Talk?
I think I full on pitched Tub Talk to Felipe Torres Medina, who we worked with, and I think that actually he might have said, "You should have a segment called Burst My Bubble." so he's co-EP if we make that.
I think like figuring out what is actually like the driving force of something is much harder to discern and much harder to replicate, because you were saying it's like, oh, the secret is doing a good job and making like a specific good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's important to always be original, and that's why we have this podcast where 3 people talk about culture.
Yes, we're 3 men dressed vaguely the same, talk about culture.
I think our outfits rhyme.
Yes, agreed.
Because they're not the same.
Sure, yeah.
But they rhyme.
We're like dressed diagonally.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Not me. It's Daddy Whitelegs in the house. Show them. Yep, there they are, baby. That's what you pay the big bucks for.
I wore long sleeves because I'm all bruised up from assembling furniture. My frail body can't handle screwing in screws to make a table.
What are we doing? Are we doing IKEA?
I got a Wayfair table and chair set.
Okay.
Put that together.
Wayfair's ready to assemble also?
Yes.
Okay.
But it was more work than I expected. The chairs were easy. The table was hard because it's a table with a leaf, and you had to assemble the sliding part, or at least the sliding part came together, but I had to bolt that on and then figure out how to latch it onto the table and stuff.
Oh, that's kind of a complicated mechanism.
I gave a week of my life to a doghouse from Wayfair.
Yeah.
And it was just because the roof latched. There was a latch on the roof so you could lift the whole thing.
Fine.
And I was like, I fully just want to nail this thing down. I don't care that it opens.
Yep.
I just want to be done with this.
We got IKEA bookshelves, had someone put those together, and he did a tremendous job. Much better. Like when I saw he was like it's bolted into the wall, and he kind of shook it, and I was like, it would tear off in your hand if I had bolted that to the wall.
We had a guy come just recently to fix shit in our house, and he did everything wrong. And he did everything wrong.
What did you
So
run?
we had a crack in our ceiling that may be from like, you know, how like buildings like settle or whatever. I don't think it was a leak, but it is underneath the bathroom, but it wasn't like wet to the touch.
Yeah.
We had a crack and it was just like it was gradually getting bigger and bigger. So we had him look at that, and then when he got there, he was like, "Well, when we repaint this, it's not going to match the rest of the ceiling."
Okay.
So first he had to like you know, put some stuff on it.
Okay.
Sure.
So stuff, sand it down or
Checks
whatever.
out. This all checks out.
Then repaint. Because like when I repaint, it's not going to match the rest of the ceiling. So I have to paint the entire ceiling.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't give a shit about that. Let it not match.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. Let it like kind of match, and that's fine. And he said, look, what if I do this? I'll paint the whole ceiling just kind of lightly. I will feel bad if when I leave it looks not right.
Okay.
So he did it. It looks all fucked up. The ceiling looks way worse than it ever
That's
looked.
so funny.
It's crazy mismatch.
And how does he feel? Does he feel bad or good?
I think he felt kind of bad. Okay, but then on top of that, we had a dishwasher. We need the dishwasher. We need the dishwasher to be replaced. So I'm out of town. It needs to be fixed. He looks at the dishwasher, says it can't be fixed. It needs to be replaced. This guy is a referral. So I'm like, this guy's the best guy, whatever.
Yeah.
He replaces the dishwasher, puts it in. It don't work. The new dishwasher he just bought and put in, it don't work. So the dishwasher don't work. The ceiling's all fucking
But
crazy.
does he know that the dishwasher doesn't work?
No, he doesn't know the dishwasher doesn't work.
So he just installs it and leaves.
He
without
installs it
testing
and leaves.
Well, you got to test the washer.
Doesn't test it. Doesn't fill with water. So then I call the guy and I say, look, hey man, the ceiling looks fucked up. He says, oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Let me come back and fix it. He came back. He fixed it. It's more fucked up. It is more fucked up. It's more fucked up than it was. The ceiling is. It never occurred to me that a white ceiling could be so fucked up.
How is it fucked up? Is it like the wrong color white? Because I know there's different shades.
It's probably that. I don't have the vocabulary to describe to you specifically what's wrong with it, but the ceiling is all fucked up. You can see all the brush strokes. You can see like they're parts
It's
of it.
like stippled.
Yeah, it's like patchwork ceiling painted.
Pointillism.
He went he went full impressionism. It's all blurry.
Yeah, but it's all white. It's like he told his guys, whoever his crew, he was like, hey, Jimmy, you do this side, and Pete, you do that side, and Frank, you do this side, and I'll do this side, and everybody just kind of go crazy with it.
Make it your own.
Yeah, he said he freaked it. He
freaked it.
He freaked the ceiling.
freaked the
That's the thing that's happening in my life. Oh, and then I so I'm like, dude, this is actually really fucked up. It sucks what has happened here, and
It does.
what has happened here sucks. And then he sends me an invoice, $2,500, because he's like, well, it took us a really long time to paint the ceiling.
You did a really bad job.
Do you know how hard it is to do that bad a job? It took us hours to mess it up like that.
And I think, what, I have to pay him, right? Don't I have to pay him? What do I say? Come back and paint it again?
No, you don't want to do
The
that.
guy can't do it. Bless his heart, he will not be able to fix this problem.
As an outsider, I do want to know what would happen if you took a third try, but I don't want that for your life and your family's life.
Like, but don't I have to pay him? Don't I have to pay him?
you can. I bet you can haggle.
Okay, a haggle, it takes a couple $100 off, whatever.
Yeah.
It's still so expensive to have a much worse ceiling than
Yeah.
I had. He came back, he fixed the dishwasher. The dishwasher does work now.
Okay.
So pay him
So he bought-
you pay him for that.
And some of this is he bought the dishwasher. So he bought a new, but now I'm like, did I even need to get this replaced? Like
Right.
maybe this guy didn't fucking know what he was doing at all.
Yeah.
Where did you
Ay,
find
ay,
this
ay.
guy?
He's a referral from my sister. My sister used him.
Oh, so good.
So he had done a good job, presumably at least one place before.
Well, her task was, can you make my ceiling all fucked up?
And this dishwasher is perfectly fine, but I want a different one.
Yeah. Just the wrong color.
Yeah, fuck. It's so expensive to be like, here, just take.
That's so much money.
But I think psychically, I have to just pay the money and have it off my plate.
Yeah, and you can't. You're right though. Like in a different situation, you would go, "Well, make it right, and
Yeah.
I'll pay you the full amount because that's the job." But with this, it just like you're like, I guess I'm gonna pay you to do it wrong again. That just takes time out of all of our lives.
Yeah, it's like asking a man who can only say blah, 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 to like read Shakespeare to you. He's like, I can't. He's never not going to say blah, 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 blah.
At Duncan now,
or not
they have
to
these stickers on the front door. And I don't know about all of them, but the one in my old neighborhood, the sticker on the door that says like, "We care. If we don't make your order right, we'll fix it until it's right." It's like, That's the promise of a business. You're just advertising that you're not going to commit fraud.
Because they care, though.
Because they
It's
care.
because they care.
Yeah, they don't have to care. They don't legally have to
that's
care.
true. They don't have
They
to
have care. That's different.
And they know also that there are people like me in the world that if I order something and it's not right, I'm going to eat it.
Same. There's no way I'm not eating it.
I'm eating it and I'm not saying a thing. And so they get credit for making it clear that they would make it right.
Yeah.
And they don't lose anything because I don't take them up on that
I'm
offer.
probably eating it too.
I'm for sure.
That's the three of us. We're eating it. That's our other podcast. It's called We're Eating It.
It's just
called
us
We're Eating It.
taking shit from everybody, just eating it.
Fine, we'll eat it.
I've gotten a little better, partly because my wife has diabetes, and so I'm always very careful. If we're at a bar, she'll often have a like Jack and Diet Coke, and I get very specific about, I'll go Jack and Diet Coke, and then if I don't, you can't see what they're doing on the soda gun, and I'll go, hey, just checking if that's Diet Coke. I just want to make sure I said it right. My wife's diabetic, because if she gets regular Coke, it's happened once or twice in the 12 years we've been together. Someone just fucked it up, which in almost any other circumstances, not a problem at all. Someone ingests 20 calories of Coca-Cola, it's not a problem. But it really spikes her blood sugar, so I'm very vigilant about it because it could ruin her night.
Yeah, but that's me. Because you have to. You have to.
But if I was like, could I have a Jack and Coke for me? And they poured they put gin in the microwave, heated it up, and gave it to me. I'd be like, oh, this is really good.
Thank you so much.
Special recipe.
The glass is melting.
yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this. When you're just like, yeah, fine, do whatever you want to me.
Yep.
When that happens to you.
Yeah.
And you don't fight for whatever it is that you have, you've ordered the wrong whatever. Do you replay that moment over and over? Because my problem is I do. I replay interact. I was taking my son on college tours. We saw a bunch of schools in Ohio, and we went to a local sandwich shop in one of these towns, and we're getting ready to order. It's been kind of a long line since the place is slammed. And as we get up to the counter, which is the counter is here, in front of us, and off to the side is where the guy is with his the iPad. So my son and I, who've been waiting for a little while, we walk up to the side where the guy is. Another guy in line goes, hey, can I order before you? I was here before you. The line is over here. And I'm like, is that possible? Is it possible? Is it possible that I am not where I think I am in this line? Yep. And the guy his tone was kind of aggressive, aggressively nice. You know what I mean? Kind of alpha nice.
Sure.
And so I said, oh yeah, go ahead. But I'm still mad about it at this moment.
I'll do that when I think there's malfeasance.
Yeah.
But if it's an honest mistake, if it is truly, I order one thing, it comes out slightly wrong, and I eat it, I will. That to me is just funny.
Sure. Yes, I agree with you. But in this case, I felt like he was trying to, he was trying to subdue me, and he did.
Yes.
I let it happen.
I get a little prickly when I think someone is trying to big dog me because they think that I'll just take it.
When you say you get prickly, meaning that you push back?
I don't push back. I don't push back. I just mean I feel like things are poking me.
Yep. You get prickled. You get prickled.
I get prickled is what I meant to say. But yeah, it is. But occasionally I'll get a little short, but usually I'm just kind of okay, man, because it's especially when it's something like that, and it's I guess you just want it this bad that you're gonna be a dickhead about it. It's fine, man.
That's how I feel. I'm go ahead and do whatever.
Yes.
But I remain. Yeah. This was several days ago. Yeah. I'm gonna be mad about it for at least another month. It'll be something that I replay in my head.
The day of Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the whole city was in a really warm and pleasant mood, I assumed. And I was and I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I was walking down the street and I was just everything feels nice today. The weather's beautiful. People are cheerful. I was crossing the street. There's an old woman with her two small dogs that I saw crossing towards me. And I was just hey, everybody is feeling this community. I was a few blocks from my house. I was like, this is in the neighborhood. I go, good morning. And she goes, who the fuck are you? And it was like, I told that to my wife when I got home, and she was like, that would have ruined my day if an old woman just screamed that at me. And then because I was so taken aback in a way that I was not hurt, but I was like, what? And I turned back because we had passed each other by this point. She also turned back and yelled it again with slightly different emphasis. She went, who the fuck are you? And I like laugh about it every day because I do think there's like that level of like minor inconvenience and misfortune that I'm like, that's more interesting than it just have been normal.
I agree. Something about that is fun to me. Also, the possibility, the likelihood exists that that's just a demented old lady.
Sure, of course.
Seriously, who the fuck are you? Are you my son?
She might be right. She might be in crisis, and I'm just like, okay, I poked a hornet's nest of anguish, and I'm reaping the results. But it is like so. But I agree. When I think someone is trying to like undermine or pull something over on me, it's just like, you don't have to go to the effort of like, hey, bud, I was here. It's just like, oh, hey, man, would it be all right if I popped ahead? And I would just be like baffled, but I would always say yes. Yeah. Unless I was like, oh, no, actually, I'm running late, so I'm going to go.
I think that's true. I think this is like, if you walk up to someone and you say, can I have your watch? A lot of people will give it to them because they're so surprised and like they're confused by the question, so they just do it. Have you seen, like, a lot of like mentalists will do this. Like, if you ask for something very strange, some people do it just because they don't know that they shouldn't.
I've let strangers use my phone for sure.
What are you talking about? If someone walked up to you on the street, you're going to give them your watch?
I'm not saying I would, but I do think, now we're going to get fact checked in the comments, but I do think that there's a phenomenon where if someone asks you for something that is outrageous,
okay,
your brain can't catch up to it, and so you just appease them because you can't process what's happening in time. And so I think there is like pickpockets. There's it's like a class of.
Just feels like you're making this up as you're talking.
When you say pickpockets, that feels like you're like, this is true of all Blockbuster Video employees. Every blacksmith does this.
It sounds like
I trust it. The more you say, the less I trust it.
It sounds like I've been given an assignment to talk for a length of time. But I do think that there's something to this. That there are thieves who, rather than just picking your pocket, they will
say,
just
give
ask
it to
you
me
for it, and some percentage of people do it because they're so thrown off.
But this feels like some percentage of, yeah, sure, okay,
right.
Yeah, some percentage of people do it.
A statistically significant percentage.
Like more than 10% of people, if you say, give me your watch, will give you the watch.
I'm not sure. Hey, Douglas, is this something you could look up for us, please?
Hey, Douglas, is there a way you can Google dumb people giving their shit away?
Oh, not that. But I understand.
You said you kind of knew what I was talking about initially. Was that you? Were you just being nice, or do you actually remember that?
It like rings a bell.
See, it rings a bell.
But also your point of like, yeah, of course, some percentage of people is going to do like
some percent of people will do everything.
0% is a percentage.
That's right. That's right. People. That's the same as like when people go, we spent quality time together. Like, what quality?
Hey,
nice, good point.
Thank you.
Oh wait, the end. Oh yeah, I forgot about this part. The end of the story about the sandwich place.
Oh yeah,
I got the wrong sandwich. They gave me the wrong sandwich. I waited all this time. Eventually they give me my sandwich. It's the wrong sandwich.
They give you that guy sandwich,
and I don't even know that it's the wrong sandwich until I'm in my car driving.
That's
away.
what you got to check. You got to check the bag while you're in the shop.
But can I flip it?
Yep.
The sandwich was delicious.
Wow.
It's the wrong sandwich. It was so good.
How different was it?
I ordered a roast beef sandwich with like horseradish, etc. They gave me a chicken pesto sandwich.
Ooh,
extremely different.
Very different.
My son had ordered the same sandwich. Maybe they just gave us 2 of that.
I went out to dinner. This is like probably 5 years ago. Went out to dinner with my wife and our friends Jason and Emily, and I am so concerned with bothering people, which I'm sure I do all the time, not knowing. But I said to the server, I go, all the pastas look so good. I go, I hate to be the guy that's like, what's your favorite? But I go, whatever you say, I will treat as binding and will ask no further questions. I will just, that will be my choice. And the guy goes, this is the best one. I go, great, I'll have that. And then they brought the wrong one. And I was like, this is perfect.
Yum yum.
It was really good, but it was like, again, it was a perfect experience of me like asking for advice, taking it unquestioningly, and then the guy was like, got it, different thing.
That feels like either your waiter was an impractical joker and the other impractical jokers were then telling him like, okay, I'll bring up the opposite
the other thing.
Or it's a social psychology experiment and that result has been aggregated somewhere and is being studied.
Totally. But it was also delicious. So that's like kind of the best case scenario, right? If you get this like this little weird thing happens and then you're like, still a good meal.
I ordered I love that this is this is the Petty Grievances podcast.
I love it.
When I was in high school, a friend of mine, Jordan, and we went to a Thai place and we ordered takeout. And you need to know this for the story. We're both Jewish vegetarians. Okay. And we ordered egg rolls, vegetarian egg rolls, and we get them and we're eating them in the car on the way home. And we're like, wow, are these the best egg rolls we've ever had? And we're both like, man, I wish we'd ordered more. These are so good. Obviously, you know where it's going. They were pork, which I think neither of us had ever tasted in our entire lives, even pre-vegetarian. But man, they were so good.
Yeah, that's really funny.
My speaking of Jewish people eating stuff they're not supposed to eat. My mom is Filipino and Catholic, so she doesn't really know about a lot of traditions. But my dad is Jewish, and we had Passover at our house. I think it was Passover at our house one time, and my mom prepared everything. And one of the things she prepared was gefilte fish. And my grandmother, my dad's mom, who is more Jewish than any of us,
often how it works,
is eating the gefilte fish, and she's like, "This is the best gefilte fish I've ever had in my entire life. Like, what did you do?" And my mom said, "Oh, all you have to do is like just put as many breadcrumbs into it as possible." And
that
they're
rules.
just spitting out because you can't have the leavened bread.
What you do is you put shellfish in it, and then you cook it in its mother's milk,
and then you dip it in pork. Boom, boom, perfect gefilte fish.
My childhood friend Aaron grew up in a household where both parents Jewish. His dad kept a kosher home. His mom would have preferred not to, I think. And we were talking about lobster rolls or something, just like at the house. And my buddy Aaron's dad wasn't around, and she gave us like $25 and was like, "Go get him one. He's never had one." She was like, "Don't bring it home, but just go drive 20 miles, get one of these, come home."
And what do you think?
He liked it.
Yeah.
Were you bar mitzvahed?
I was bar mitzvahed.
And how serious was the Judaism in your house?
It was my mom's parents were a little more serious. My dad's mom was kind of
Jewish on both sides.
Jewish on both sides. And my this is like the exact tenor of so much about my childhood. But the year leading up to my bar mitzvah, I had to do one night a week lessons with the rabbi, one night a week Friday night services, which are about an hour, Saturday morning services, which are about 2.5 hours, and and I was also, I think, in regular Hebrew school, so it was heavy for that year, 12 to 13. And I remember one Friday night, and I was in middle school, and I was like, Friday night just going to synagogue and being like, okay, I gotta go. And and my dad dropped me off. He would always just drop me off, and I go, "You were gonna come in?" He goes, "I did mine," and then just peeled out.
Good luck, kid.
Yeah, he was like, "This is not my fight." It's just like gone.
You were bar mitzvah, right?
I was bar mitzvah.
Well,
were you?
I was bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
I was bar mitzvah in Israel.
Wow.
Because that's my grandmother, who was the most Jewish of us. I think at around the time that I was turning 13, was like, "Oh shit, we didn't do any. He hasn't done any Jewish shit." So I think they were
let's
just
do
like,
the most
they
Jewish
turbocharged
shit.
it.
Let's pedal to the metal for the bar mitzvah.
Oh my gosh.
So I was bar mitzvah as part. It was like to dial it back. It was as part of like a tour or something. I was bar mitzvah on top of Masada in Israel.
You
Wow.
did Tor Mitzvah.
Yeah, I did a tour mitzvah, and there were like like maybe 3 other families who like went with us, and everyone got bar mitzvah. I'm not sure if it was the same day or what. I don't know.
So did you like still read from the Torah and stuff, or was it more like a
I would
fast,
say
like
that
Elvis wedding?
No, I had a Torah portion of which I understood literally none.
Yeah, well,
And memorized it.
Anyone does.
I
yeah,
memorized
I think
it.
you just memorize it.
I memorized it all, but phonetically. Did you memorize it? Like, did you?
I did the Hebrew.
I would say I did it in Hebrew, but
Yeah,
but phonetically.
No, we did the reading.
Oh, you
I
like
did the
learned
reading.
how to read
But
it.
I also was like not a strong reader, so I wish I could have done it phonetically. So I just did a bad job.
Oh, what I was doing was, I would say after the first maybe 5 seconds
Yeah.
of my Torah portion, now the rabbi is just saying the whole thing into my ear, and I am saying a bad version of what he's saying.
Nice.
It would have been better if I had been like, "Why don't you just do it?
That's
you
pretty
do it,"
funny
because what
that
I'm
he was
saying is
whispering to you.
I'm doing
You were
wrong
playing-
Hebrew.
You were playing telephone.
Yeah,
You were doing,
exactly.
You were playing Torah phone. That's what it is.
I'm saying what I think he's saying.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow, did you have a party?
I don't remember honestly. I didn't have a party. I had no party here for like my friends here.
Oh, okay.
Did you do a party?
I did do a party.
I had a party too.
Party was fun. We had so I had twin brothers, so we had a shared one,
Right.
and my parents thought it would be fun to have an Israeli dance instructor come and teach circle dances.
Okay.
And we didn't want this to happen, and they were like, "How about just for like an hour, 30 minutes or something like that?"
Wait, you didn't want it to happen? They said, "How about just for an hour of
Or
your
maybe it was
party?"
like 30 minutes. I can't remember. They were like, they come in for part of it because the parents are all going to really like
What if it was just an hour of the party?
What if it's just a third of it?
What if it's just all anyone would talk about at school the next week? What do you think about that?
What if it's something you're talking on a podcast 25 years later?
Yeah.
But then the Israeli dance was such a hit.
Whoa.
They extended the teacher the time on the spot. They said, "Can you stay longer?"
That's huge.
And they did.
I'm shocked that would happen. That someone would come and teach any dance at all, and all the kids would be like, more of this teaching of the dancing.
Okay. I don't know if it was a hit with the kids. It may have been that it was such a hit with the adults.
Okay.
Got it.
Which was who it was for originally anyways.
Got it.
And the kids
Okay.
were clearly at least tolerating it. But I think the people who were very enthusiastic about it were the adults. I think that's what inspired the
I see.
impromptu
so
dance
funny.
class lengthening.
That's fascinating.
And the caterer didn't have soda. They only had seltzer, which is at the time was like the worst possible thing. And now is literally what I would want.
Very Jewish. To just like, we just have seltzer and we have Dr. Brown's celery, the soda that tastes like salad.
Now do the grapevine again.
Yep.
Are you still Jewish now? Do you still do Jewish stuff? Do you celebrate Passover?
I do still do Jewish stuff. We do Hanukkah candles at our apartment.
Just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
Got
We
it.
did a Yom Kippur service. We went to this like progressive. It was at not Grand Army Plaza, Cadman Plaza last year. They did like a big like kind of anti-war Yom Kippur service, and that was very meaningful. And we had like watched one on. Live streamed one the year before, and I like tapping into the traditions. Every year, my mom, like 6 months in advance, will be like, "Are you coming home for Passover?" And I'll be like, "I'm gonna have to Google when Passover is, and then I will tell you no." But I like,
Oh, Mom.
I love my family, and
Yeah.
but it just has become less of a, especially being married and having a dog and like having a kind of chaotic work schedule. It's just been less of like, oh, sure, I'll come home for a Tuesday, Wednesday. I can promise that will be free 6 months.
It's
from
just
now.
so difficult.
Yeah,
to do everything.
and I think that doesn't speak to Passover. That speaks to like my kind of detachment from a lot of religious observance. But I definitely still find meaning in it.
And like, yeah, because if you're doing Hanukkah when no one's looking, it's
Yeah,
just the two of you.
Yeah, just the two of us.
So then it's like the meaning is what? It's carrying on the tradition, or it feels spiritual.
Tradition. I like the spirituality, but I think with the candles, it's mostly the tradition. But it's also like, not to get too heavy with it, but I feel like in the past few years, there's been this kind of strong push from like a lot of establishment Judaism to be like, no, if you say anything bad about Israel, or if you have any critique of Israel, you're not Jewish and you're a fake and you're doing it wrong and you hate your people. And so like my wife and I have been kind of like spitefully lighting Hanukkah candles the past few years to be like, no, this is our shit too.
Yeah.
And that feels meaningful to be like, we can have this kind of like political activist philosophy without that interrupting a kind of like spiritual practice.
Do you still do stuff?
We light Hanukkah candles, and we don't host Seders, but boy, do we attend if invited.
Hell yeah.
I love attending a good Seder. And I'm trying to remember the last one we did. We had friends in Chicago who we used to do it with every year. But yeah, if you're listening, invite me to your Seder.
I do like a Seder.
I love Seders. They're so fun. I love any meal that is deliberately long with many things that need to happen.
Yep.
I just think that that's a really nice thing. Like, I mean, put your phones away.
Yeah.
This is going to be an experience. It's going to be long. Yep. We're going to tell a story in the middle of it. I think it's great.
I would lead the Seders the last few years, especially when I'd go back. Because part of it is, if my parents lived here, I would just block off those 2 nights unless something extraordinary happened. But it does take like a trip back to Boston from New York. So it is like a little much for that holiday. But I would go home and lead them. And my dad was very funny because I think he would prefer very quick, but he knew that there were parties represented at the table who liked a little more care and attention. So if I was going too fast, he would kind of like give me like pump the brakes eyes. He'd be like, let's get through all 4 of these questions. Let's talk about all 10 plagues. We can't yada yada plagues 2 through 7.
I want some time on Sifardea.
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
spending some time on Sifardea.
We're doing several verses of Dayenu. We're not just doing the one of like.
Did you do Dayenu? Did you do whipping each other with the green onions?
No.
There's a tradition. It's obviously not everywhere, but there's a tradition.
Some percentage of people will do this.
When you just go, give me your green onions, and they hit you with them.
There is a tradition where when you're singing Dayenu, during the chorus, you turn to the person to your left and you take a green onion and you whip them.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever.
I don't know that one.
A green onion at a Seder.
Really?
Yeah. I guess we're a parsley household for all the greenery.
For the bitter herbs.
Yeah. For the was it the bitter herbs? The like green something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting a hint, a window into how un-Jewish I am.
I might be wrong.
No. I'm certain that you're right. We do. One of my son's best friends. His parents are Israeli, like friends that you've made because of the kids. Mm-hmm. And we love them very much. And so we go to their house we've been there for Passovers and Yom Kippur, maybe like every Jewish, if we're celebrating a Jewish holiday, pretty much we're celebrating with them. And we do the full thing. We're reading the whole dang thing. And I am of both minds. Like I like nothing more than like when I go to a restaurant, I want to be there for as little time as possible. Mm-hmm. I want to eat my food. I want to get the fuck out of there. But I do like a bunch. I like. Let's do all the Dayenu. Let's get the whole thing going.
It's interesting because I was the one who just said I love long meals with a lot of ritual. But when I go to a restaurant, I also tend to eat fast. But my wife likes to order courses. So like, can we let's make sure we have the appetizers first and then the entrees. Like, don't bring everything at once. Like, we want to take our time. And it's something I've come to really appreciate. I'm like, yeah. What are we in a rush? What are we in a rush for?
Yeah.
I guess this is like Europe. This is what they do in Europe.
Have you really come to appreciate it? It felt like something. The way you just said that felt like, and that is something that I've really come to appreciate.
It is something I really like. I think it's actually really good.
I don't even hurry anymore. It doesn't stress me out at all.
My wife and I have. I don't want to put this on you, but my wife and I have different restaurant expectations as well. Where she likes to really have like a nice glass of wine or two, and I don't. And that's the thing that usually keeps us at the restaurant longer than I want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Because she like really savors like a whatever I don't drink, whatever wine she's having, she like really savors it. I do like to eat, like I'll eat an extra course to stay. I'll have an appetizer and an entree, and she'll just have an entree and a wine. Do you know what I mean? But she'll be drinking the wine past the point when I have finished my appetizer and my entree.
I'll just have a salad to start. The wine's my entree.
And I'm like clutching I'm like anxious to leave. And I love talking to my wife. I love spending time with her. There's something about the restaurant where it's like, I don't want to be in here anymore.
Huh.
I'll say, let's go for a walk.
Is it because you worked at restaurants?
I don't know. I did work in a restaurant, not very long, and I was extremely bad at it.
I don't know why I'd have any kind of traumatic memories from this thing I did that I sucked at.
Yeah, if anything, the restaurants that I worked at would have traumatic memories of me.
Like, we don't like when guys named Michael come in anymore.
What about you? Long? Short? What's your meal type?
I like to sit and yap, but I find the part of Brooklyn that we live in, there are some really trendy restaurants with delicious food that seem to take no consideration that people are sitting there with their human bodies. Some of the worst chairs I've ever experienced in some of the most
a tough chair.
Tough chair.
Interesting.
And so that will get me out. And the real estate is so precious. So tables you're kind of elbow to shoulder with other people, and that I don't like. But like, you get me in a booth, I'll be there. I'll post up all night. I'll die there like Tony Soprano next to Jake from State Farm.
Okay, I have a question for you. This is a digression.
Please.
Going back to something we talked about before a little
That's
bit.
right.
You are like just kind of like a good guy, and like sort of you are sort of like the two of you share this actually, that you are both good guys who are also extremely nice guys. You're nice and you're good, and I think of you, maybe this is where you might differ a little bit. You tell me.
Ooh.
I think of you as someone who is fundamentally optimistic. Is that accurate?
I think I am pretty optimistic.
How are you doing that?
I think some of it is brain chemistry.
Okay.
So that I can't take any credit for.
Like a mental illness.
Yeah. Like a reverse mental illness.
Mental wellness. I have a mental wellness where I think everything's good.
It's mental chillness.
Mental chillness. I'm happy all the time. It's kind of a mental chillness. We need mental chillness awareness month.
And some of it is cultivated, and some of it is like
Cultivated how? What do you mean cultivated?
I guess like I try to like I don't think this is all it takes for everyone. You know what I mean? Like I think people do have brains a lot of the time where it's like, oh, that didn't do shit for me. But it's like really working on positivity. But I think a lot of it is just like kind of
This is just who I am.
Yeah. But I do, and I love to complain. That's the other thing. And I can complain often without getting into a negative place psychologically. Does that make sense? Like I can talk a lot of shit without being like, now I feel like shit.
Yeah, you have even a joyful complaining style.
I love a joyful complaint. That is like maybe the phrase you just used, joyful complaining, is like maybe everything to me.
That's our fourth podcast.
That's it. We're getting so many spin-offs.
What did we have? We had Freak My Sneaks, Tub Talk,
and now it's
Tub Talk's with Felipe though, because he did.
Yeah.
I think
you got to cut
contributed,
Felipe. And
Felipe's in on that. And then what was this? What's this one? Joyful complaining. Oh wait, but there's also We'll Eat That. Or We'll Eat It.
Yes.
Yeah, there's 5.
Wait, We'll Eat That? That's where they bring us something we didn't order and we all agree we'll eat it anyway?
But it's also kind of metaphoric. Like people treat us however, and we're like, all right.
They're like, that's fine. We stay mad about it, but it's fine.
It.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard because culturally, like within the comedy community, I would say you have a strong reputation for being a nice guy.
I think that's true.
Do you think it's hard to live up to that? Like, do you feel pressure from that? Like, what's your experience of having that be your reputation?
I think it's nice that is how I'm perceived. I'm very like flattered by that as a perception, but I think it is honestly harder to maintain the reputation of not maintain the reputation of optimism, but to live up to a reputation for optimism, because it is the kind of thing where like if I'm feeling bad, I think it really puts people off, and I think I feel bad more often than I'm inclined to like be mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if like the last few weeks people will go, how are you doing? And I'm like, I've been really frazzled with the apartment stuff. And I'll just be like, pretty bad. And like, maybe not with that exact tone. And I think people are really taken aback. And some of it is that that's not my usual answer. And some of it is, I think like you get a kind of cursory out in public, how you doing? And people don't mean that. They mean like, tell me fine. And then we'll move on.
Yeah. Acknowledge that we have talked, but share no actual information with me.
Cause I try to like create space in conversation for people who are doing bad to say so. Like, I don't ever want to be upbeat to the point where people are like, we can't harsh this guy's vibe. He'll fucking end it all. You know what I mean? Like, this guy can't handle anything. So I can't tell him that, my wife and I separated or whatever because it'll crush him. I can't take it. I can't take it. I do feel like that, and that's always.
He's doing a pep talk right now about our marriage.
Yeah, he's gonna need a pep talk when he finds out how bad it's going. She moved out and called a lawyer. Yeah, but I think I generally think I have an easier time because that is something that I'm like, people can just be nice. Like it is truly not that effortful, especially like if you just have to do in our line of work, if you do so little for other people really like it. But I think part of what my reputation is not just because there are lots of nice people in comedy. Then there are lots of deeply like kind and giving people in comedy. But I also, the work that I do solo, like when I'm not writing for other people or working on other stuff, it is very friendly as well, like tonally very friendly. And I think that is part of where the reputation comes from, is that like I am very gentle on stage as well as off.
Because you choose to be that, because you like to be that.
Yeah, totally. And it works. Like I starting out, I remember like trying to like gruff it up a little bit and just be like, does this work? And it just doesn't work. And like it is like it's the name of my most recent special, but it's also like a joke because people often think I'm really clean, which I'm not. I'm just friendly, so I can say dirty stuff and people go, that was really clean, and I go, I didn't curse very much, but also there were like a lot of stuff about like sex or puke or whatever, or not a lot, but certainly enough. But I have a joke.
You didn't say, but the name of your special is
Sex and Puke,
right?
Yeah. But the name, the to bring it back around to that is,
I just like the idea. Sorry, to be like, and I'm pretty edgy. I'll talk about puke. I don't care. I'll talk about. People aren't saying it. I'll say puke. I'll say puke right on your podcast.
I'll talk about snot. I'll go there. But the joke is, and it's like, I really felt good when I came to it because it's just a sentence, but it's a joke about dating a series of women when I was younger who all seem to want to hear belittling things sexually. And the joke is, I go, and I don't know if you've gotten this vibe from the last however many minutes I've been on stage, I go, but I do a lot better when I get to give positive reinforcement. And the special is called Positive Reinforcement. And it's like, that is like, people get that that's my vibe on stage. And it's like, that didn't come from me like constructing it, like that punchline. That was just me realizing what the audience was already feeling, and then naming it. And they're like, yes, thank you.
Okay, so that's like sort of, I mean, it's like a being true to yourself kind of principle of comedy. Yeah. Are there, as someone who has written 1,000 million hours of comedy, you wrote for Last Week Tonight, you wrote for Jesus and Marrow. Yeah. What am I missing?
Basil.
I
did a little Billy on the Street.
A little Billy. Are there other principles of comedy? If like things that you think are, if you were talking to a young stand-up, someone who wanted to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm going to talk to you for 20 minutes. Here are the things you should know.
Yeah.
What do you think they would be?
I imagine that the thing that I said earlier about like, do the stuff that like, as long as nobody's asking for anything from you, do the thing that you like doing, and then see if you can like bring people to you for that. And this is like, and that was like something I came to, but I also have heard, and I've quoted this, like I don't know if he gets any kind of Google alert. Someone will tell him this, but I've quoted this from Mike Birbiglia for years, where he says like, do it your way. And if the audience doesn't reach the audience, take one step towards the audience and then extend your hand and see if they come to you then. And I think that is like such great creative advice, because there's so much pressure to like pander and create stuff that is like optimized. And it's like, if you don't want to do that, do it your way first, and then go like, what will it take for me to communicate this idea or this philosophy or this tone to people that like I maybe didn't reach with the first effort. So I think that we were kind of talking about before is like really helpful, kind of spiritually and creatively. I'm trying to think of what else, but this is also, I imagine you both got this from The Late Show, is like, you can make the joke say exactly what you want it to say, and you don't have to like stop when someone laughs. Like, you don't have to go like, oh, it's done because it got the laugh. You can like get it right to the point where it says the thing that you really mean and not just the thing that's adjacent that you can convince people to laugh at.
I think that's like, that to me is such an important thing, that it's like the laugh is not the end of it necessarily. Like, what is it you were trying to say?
Yeah.
Say that.
Yep. And that's for sure from working for John and Tim for so long. I was there for 5 years, and that is just like such a principle of that show of like the joke says the thing that it needs to mean, and I just like you work on it till it's done, and you make it say the thing that you want it to say. And I think that is like such a, and I also think when you have that as like one of the driving forces of the comedy you're creating, is you are not at risk for having to defend yourself with like, I was kidding, because like you were kidding, but also you said the thing that you meant.
Yeah. Well, I think the people who have to say they were kidding want to say they were kidding.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They don't
I
want to
think
have
you're
to stand behind it.
No, I think you're right. And and not everything that someone says through comedy has to be like literally true or has to be like sincerely said. But I do think like using that as the jumping off point of like, make the joke say the thing you mean. If you're, especially like when you're doing kind of the high wire thing of talking about something really charged or really impactful for people, making sure that you're saying it right. And that way, if someone goes, hey, you can't talk about that, you go, well, what did I say that you think I shouldn't have said? Other than just, you don't think that's funny, which like that, then we can go our separate ways. You know what I mean? But like, what did I say that like was hurtful or offensive, etc.? Cause I said what I meant. And if you can't poke a hole in that, I hear you. And I'm like, I'm sorry that
We
we're having this experience, but like, I think you get a lot more leeway, or I take a lot more leeway because I'm an asshole. When I'm like, I said what I meant. And if you don't like what I meant, then at least I can go, yeah, well, we don't agree, but but I don't have to go like, come on, take a joke.
Yeah. Josh, we have a segment that we use to end every episode. Mm-hmm. It's called Full Throated Endorsement.
Okay.
Now, did you have a chance to prepare one?
I did have a chance to prepare one.
Very excited to hear what it is.
I feel like Josh could go I feel like we could give Josh like an hour to do 100 full-throated endorsements, and he could do it easily.
I do get kind of spun out. I was thinking about it today and was like, there's so many things I endorse full-throatedly.
The other segment we could end on is kind complaint, where you complain about something but in a kind way.
That's like a backdoor pilot for our future podcast. Full-throated endorsement. I want to endorse, and this is my wife Maris recommended this to me, and it has become a foundational endorsement for me, is the book The Sellout by Paul Beatty. Have you?
No.
Nothing.
Do you know that?
Neither
great.
the name nor the author. This is so sad. I feel embarrassed.
And Maris is like an exceptionally well-read person. Maris is a person of books.
She is not only exceptionally well-read, but she is an incredible book recommender. She is like, I've never seen her miss. She is not responsible. Maris and my mom have a lot of aligned tastes in literature, and Maris will go like, oh, you would like this. This is really cool. And my mom goes in for a lot of the stuff that Maris like, this is really good. You might not have heard of it, but it's great. My mom will then bring it to her book club of 25 years where they will uniformly hate it. And my mom has stopped recommending books to her book club because she's had too many that she's like, this is brilliant. And they're like, we thought it was icky. And so
Icky.
I'm simplifying, but like that is so, but my wife Maris has an ability where she is so knowledgeable about books. She knows so many books. She thinks about them. She reads so many that if you go, I'm looking for a book that's like this, she can like walk over to a bookshelf in our apartment and be like, take this and go. And it's like perfect every time. She's like a true like genius of taste and like so well read. So she has recommended me several books over the course of our marriage, some of which became instant all-time classics in my own mind for in my experience of reading. And The Sellout by Paul Beatty is this like, Paul Beatty is a great writer. I'm trying to think if he was the first American to win the Man Booker Prize for this book, but it's like really biting satire. It is so there's so many books people go. I was just talking about this with Alison Zeidman, who wrote about this in her newsletter, about how people go, that book was a laugh riot. And it's like, you smirked twice while you were reading it. And this is like very funny, there's like a bleakness to it. It is just awesome. I don't want to like tip the plot too much, but it like opens with like a very bracing description of like a Supreme Court case that is in progress. And you're just like, holy shit, how did we get here? And then it goes back and like kind of tells the story of how we got there, and it rules. It's like, if you liked Percival Everett, who wrote James, which is a big award winner a couple of years ago, but wrote
James is the one about
Jim. Yes, Jim, exactly, from Huckleberry Finn. It's told from his point of view, and he wrote Erasure, which Cord Jefferson adapted into American Fiction, the film. And it's like similar kind of like a brilliant black contemporary writer with like a really biting sense of humor. The Trees by Percival Everett, like that's the one Maris will go, James won all the awards. You got to read The Trees. Ooh. And I read it, and it was like, that's the last book that I stayed up till 2 a.m. to read the last like 100 pages of.
That's such an exciting thing to hear.
I have not had that in years. Like I'll read a book that I'm loving, and I'll get like 50 pages in, and I'll be like, oh, I got a text message, and then never look at it again. And like this book, I was reading it on vacation visit, family reunion, like before we went to bed, and we got home, and Maris went to bed at like, I don't know, 9-10, and I stayed up till 1:30 being like, I can't go to bed without finding out how this ends. Duh. And that's the Trees. And The Sellout, I think, had a similar like propulsiveness and humor and like social commentary. It's just like I'm such a sucker for a book that feels like both weighty in that like, oh, I really took away someone's worldview, but it also is like really propulsive entertainment. And I think those are like real high-end versions of both of those.
Are you reading all the time? Are you always reading?
No, I like wish I were. The last book I read was a couple weeks ago, and it was Kirsten King's novel, A Good Person. I don't know if it's brand new. And that I really like that, but I was like squirming reading it because it is about this like extremely delusional young woman whose situationship is found dead after he breaks it off with her. She does like an Etsy witch hex, and then the next day he's dead, and she's like, oh, did I do that? And it's like, she just keeps making worse and worse decisions. It's very like After Hours with like a young millennial woman of just like, oh no, you're not getting yourself out of this. You're getting this deeper.
It's worse now.
Yeah. But like Maris is reading constantly, and I read, you know, I'm a big like newsletter reader, big article reader. I wish I read more books. But I don't. I have like my to read, and it's easier when it's friends. So like my to read pile is Alison Leiby's essay collection.
Oh, next. I can't wait.
I'm so psyched. And then Joe Firestone's new book, Sex on Murder Island, which is the sequel to her first mystery, Murder on Sex Island, it is like both completely sincere, like these are like funny mysteries, but also like such a funny bit to call the book Murder on Sex Island. And then when she was like, there's a second one, Sex on Murder Island, I'm like, Joe, you've done it again. She goes, we were talking, she did an episode of The Nightly, which is a podcast I co-host for Hatch, the white noise machine, and it's like for people to go to bed to, and it was just very fun. I have a great time hosting it. But Joe was on, and she goes, yeah, you know, they don't recommend having a second book where it's all the same words as the title of your first book. They say it's bad for the SEO. And it's like, I don't know. It is such, like you were saying, it is such a good feeling when you're like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fucking rules.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So The Sellout by Paul Beatty, and also Trees.
Also Alison Leiby, also Joe Firestone. You kind of snuck a bunch in.
I snuck a bunch in. That's what I do. It's like the end of like an early aughts Cash Money Millionaires song where I just say the names of everybody I know for a while.
Okay, well let's all read all of those, and we'll continue this conversation on Tub Talk.
Burst my bubble. Burst my bubby.
Josh, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
We love you, Josh. Thank you.
Love you.
Thanks for listening to But Also with Michael and Asher. Please like and subscribe and put a frickin' comment and throw a review on there. We love you so much. We recorded this at Sweet Tea Studios, and you are our close personal friend.
We love you. Thank you.
Goodbye.